illegal hustle, welcome to the trap. I can blow a stack, bet I make it back. You can hit my line if you need a track, but we can't even talk if it ain't about the bag.
What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Now, over the past couple of days, I know everybody has been wondering what the hell going on with Keith Murray, man. He's been on the Art of Dialogue YouTube channel doing an interview, and apparently he must be drunk as hell, you feel me? Because all of the clips that have been released thus far from this interview are all negative, talking crazy about people. Keith Murray, for the most part, as I have known him to be, is typically pretty respectful. I know he's a street dude, you know, he get crazy. There's a lot of stories about that as well, but from my understanding of Keith Murray, he's always been respectful. He's always been an intelligent artist, you know what I mean? He always was on the scientifical, ventricle stuff in his music. But lately, he's been going off the rails, all right? So one of the things that's gone viral in the last couple of days is that he alleged that he messed with Foxy Brown and Shawnna. Now, of course, these had to be two different eras because Foxy Brown is mid to late 90s. Shawnna is early 2000s to mid 2000s. When it comes to Foxy Brown, Keith Murray said that him and her hooked up at the House of Blues. And he was also alleging that at the time when they did this, that she was in a relationship with Corrupt. He says, we rocked hardcore, went into the hotel, and she gave me hardcore top. He also says, I ate the box, but I never smashed. And then she was with Corrupt at the time. So we was coming out of the hotel after she gave me top, and we was coming out, and Corrupt was coming. So basically he's alleging that they hooked up. He got a little oral, you know what I'm saying? On their way out, she seen her man Corrupt coming, and I guess he went about his business. In this interview, he also said that she could suck a nickel through a straw, which, my goodness, a nickel through a come on, man, just ridiculous claims. And he also said that he believed Brown might have been trying to pit him and Corrupt against each other. He also talks about another situation with Shawnna, like I said, where he alleges that he ate the box again, explicitly claiming and admitting to being pretty much a munch, you know what I'm saying, in the Ice Spice era of things. I don't really see how that puts him in a positive light. I don't see how that makes him a G or makes him a player, pimp, whatever the thing is that he's going for, you know what I mean, being that you dealt with these women, but you really only got a limited amount of service out of the situation. But you know, it is what it is. Now, in these interviews, he basically talked about them as if they were scandalous women, you know what I'm saying? Basically, in terms of Foxy Brown, he said, that's when I knew that females were no effing good. She's a main artist whopping me off, married to this dude, but I don't know if they were married at the time. It was around that era, and they was beefing with the other girl Corrupt was with at that time. Could you imagine your wife, a rapper, whopping off a nigga and then walking? She was trying to use me. It could have been guns popping that night in there in that lobby. Now, Keith Murray is not the only one speaking on this situation. Foxy Brown and Shawnna have both released some pretty vague statements, but you know, here we go. Foxy Brown says, niggas ain't pop since I shot you. Now, I don't know if she meant pop in terms of having a big record or if that was the era in which they might have had a little something together. They were both on that song, by the way. I don't know if she meant that they had a time back then in 95 and that was it, or if she was saying this dude been whack, he ain't did nothing in hip hop since that time period. We would have to find out from Foxy if she cared to elaborate. Now, Shawnna went on Instagram and she says, if y'all here because of Keith, you can go on back home. I know you leaf heads stick together. Goofy, just I could have agreed, you dumb motherfuckers. I don't know really what she's saying, but basically saying if you come in here for the mess, you think I'm gonna be talking about Keith Murray, or if you think that I'm finna be giving him any sort of credence, y'all crazy. Again, no matter how they responded, I just really don't see how this interview could ever put Keith Murray in the type of light that he would want to be seen in, because he's not the most embraced rapper from the 90s in this time period. We've seen him go on MC War and battle Fredro Starr, and Fredro Starr essentially murdered him in that battle. And it wasn't that impressive of a battle to begin with. It seems like Keith Murray gets drunk and goes off on these tangents, and then he has to come back and clean stuff up later. I don't know what his intentions are. I don't know if he thinks he's going to be able to put out a record to try to capitalize off of this attention or what. I don't know what his end game is or what his game plan is. It really is not making sense to me. But at the end of the day, number one, they happened over 20 years ago, probably 25 years ago, damn near at this point. Why would you come out and put this type of information out for the public? If you've lived with it this long and you didn't care to put it out, what value are you gaining in doing that? Number two, what value are you gaining by putting these women down as if what they did with you is a sign of their character? You kind of in the same boat. If you in the same car together during a crime, y'all gonna both go down together. You feel me? As an artist, musically, I have a gang of respect for Keith Murray. I've never met him in person, but as far as this interview goes, it's not a good look. Let me know what you guys think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. This is your first time seeing me on YouTube. Hit that post notification bell. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one. All right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.